For the third year in a row, Red Bull have decided to host their Art of Motion competition on the incredible island of Santorini. As I was invited to be a judge of the competition, I decided to fly out my film crew and document the event from a judge's perspective. As a judge, I wasn't due to arrive on the island until the evening, so Visiv went along to the qualifiers to see what was going down.
Hi, I'm Jason Paul from Team Farang, and right now you can see we're in beautiful Santorini again. This is where the previous 2 Art of Motions happened. Today is Wednesday, today is the qualifier. There's 6 more spots to be taken in the actual event. So today we're on a smaller course. All the athletes, they could fly themselves in and they get a chance to the spot, which means they're competing against each other. There's 24 people who rocked up from Greece, Albania, Bulgaria. We've got Bite from Russia, we've got Corey from Tempest. So there's serious athletes in this qualifier who are going to battle to get these 6 spots. Right now they're all prepping the runs. Today I'll be judging their runs, gonna make a decision with Nico and Patrick who's able to go to the next competition. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm not competing this year because I'm taking a break, but it's fun to be around all the athletes and be back on this beautiful island. It's a beautiful spot. Tomorrow they're going to be briefing, all the new athletes are going to be introduced to the concept about what's going on, how the competition is going to run. And then everybody's going to get a chance to look at the course basically, because you can't expect the athletes to just rock up that day and lay down the amazing runs they're going to do. This course really takes a while for you to understand because it's so big and so complicated. So all the athletes have a chance to look at everything, get their lines down, look at what everybody else is doing. And then Saturday, the event's going to happen. They have one last go to practice their runs. All the people are going to come in, the live stream's going to roll, and athletes are going to do amazing shit. We just went through all the scores, went through all the runs and made a list and a running order of who's going to compete in the finals. And we've got 8 people, a bunch of them are going to make it to the final comp, and we're interested to see who's going to step it up and who's going to make a dope run.
Let's go to the finals! Alexander Baitunin, Luke Madigan, Joel Eggeman, the tallest man here, Daniel Mirza, Corey D. Myers from the USA. Opa!
It was tough, it was super hot out, there's a lot of great athletes. The skill level was way higher than the qualifiers last year, but I was fortunate enough to come out with a first place victory today, as well as last year, which I really did not think it was going to happen again. I thought maybe I'd get through, but I didn't think there was any way I was going to come out first place again. So super stoked, because now I don't have to pay for this trip. It's going to be amazing. I get to hang out with all my friends on Saturday and the rest of the week. We're going to have a good time.
The strongest vegan in Marco.
Arriving on the island is always an amazing experience. Seeing old friends and meeting new ones. I'm always grateful to be a part of these events. Day 2 in Santorini, we're about to go train with the locals and then we're going to check out the course after that. It's exciting times. Relax, get to be a judge this time, which is pretty peaceful, you know, but I feel the pressure start to build from the other athletes. They had the trials yesterday, so 5 people qualified from that. Guy from Nottingham, actually close to where I'm from, Luke, never met the guy before, no idea, but he's out here representing England for us this time. So good luck to him, good to see Bite out here as well. let's go join the fun. Just wandering through the Santorini, just these alleyways, these walkways, the rooftops all around, man. This is beautiful right here. They say you can tell the weather of a place by its rooftops. And you see how they have so many flat rooftops here that you know it barely rains, or when it rains it dries up quickly. So you know it's got a good climate here. And that leads to make it really good for parkour. So, if you like sunlight and you like parkour, then you've got to move somewhere with a climate like this.
She's afraid that she doesn't know what we're doing, so she's a bit afraid.
Okay.
But just be careful and don't hurt yourself.
Oh, okay. She said stay off.
Ask her to come with us, but she doesn't like.
Okay. Did she say stay off?
She said
house?
stay off this house because the noise, you know, makes
here.
serious pop.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even know where we are right now. We're on like the far side of the island right now, and we found this spot that's pretty legit. Actually, it might be one of the best places on the island. Not for an event, but for hanging out and training.
Go train. You can.
I can't.
Okay, Sergio here. I'm fucking injured. Okay, I can't train here. Best place ever for train. I wanna cry. Hard to cry.
About to have the judges meeting. This is the first meeting we've had, but we're going to choose, who does what category, etc. We'll find out. Watch. After much discussion, the judges' roles were decided. I would take creativity, Sergio would take flow and an execution, and Victor Lopez would judge difficulty. Patrick's the head judge. He has the final say. Sergio doesn't speak much English, so he's asked him to speak slowly.
My name is Nico Vucek. Difficult name, I know. Just call me Nico. And I'm 27 years old, from Austria, Vienna. And I'm here in beautiful Santorini. And I'm the sports director of the Red Bull Out of Motion. In the early days, the Red Bull Out of Motion was an invitational thing because the sport was really small and we needed to have the right people on that platform to grow the sport in the right direction. But nowadays, it grows bigger and bigger, and everybody should have a chance on getting to the Red Bull Out of Motion.
So we just arrived at the course. This is the first time looking at the course for a lot of these athletes, but the rule is they're not allowed to train on it because their training day is tomorrow. They say this every time, and it doesn't last that long before people start jumping around and pushing it, so we'll see how long before someone gets told to stop.
Finding judges is a hard thing. Like, you have to find somebody who is respected by the scene, and you have to find somebody who's smart and knows what they're doing. Also, the judges, they have a huge responsibility. Like, that's how our sport is going to get measured by, and they have to, push the thing in the right direction. And so, I know everybody thinks like, oh, that's a cool thing to do. I want to go judge the Red Bull Out of Motion, but that's a big thing to carry. Like, just keep that in mind.
My name is Victor Lopez. I'm 34 years old. I take long walks on the beach. I like playing video games. I'm from the United States of America, and I am the difficult judge for Santorini 2013. Yeah. What does that entail? These nuts. No, difficulty judge. Basically, what big moves are being thrown down? Are they throwing big moves, hard combinations? Are they chilling, taking that more fast, easy, efficient approach? The reason why I think I'm the difficulty judge is between all the judges, I have the most experience in that category specifically. I think from the very first time I judged, I can't remember when it was, but I was already the difficulty judge. And right from the get-go, with my gymnastics background, I already used a point system, kind of like how gymnastics does. obviously it is subjective. I mean, in certain aspects, especially if someone does like a big, huge cognitive cat or huge precision, like, oh, what is that? What do you give them? You know, but at least I am pretty consistent, I think, with my little system I have about getting points. And especially I'll talk to the athletes and I'm like, hey, so if you're gonna do anything cool and new or anything big that does not involve a flip, please let me know now so I can take a look at it. So if you throw in the competition, I can really reward you for it.
What we're looking for in the competition is not to have big jumps or super risky stuff or high drops or stuff like that. We want to have flowy moves. We want to see control. If you watch Pasha in any run, you see him knowing where he steps in every time. That's an amazing thing, and that's where we want the sport to grow in, like to have control, like over every move you do in every moment.
Them damn Russians, always. It's like what's the word?
Organized chaos.
Organized chaos. God damn it! I couldn't think of it quick enough. Organized chaos. That's their style. It's beautiful though. It's out of control. It's scary. It's dangerous. But it's so pleasing to watch. I'm sorry. That's just awesome. I love what they bring to the table, and they have inspired, I think, so many. They have inspired just movement in general for the sport. You know, and that is what ultimately what's good about this competition. It inspires everyone to go home, to train harder, and to be like, I like what so-and-so is doing. I like what he was doing. That's interesting. How do I make it my own style now? Because, you know, no one wants to bite anybody, you know?
So today is the day before the competition. People have got practice later on, but they wanted the athletes to relax, so they brought them out to the beach, the Black Beach in Santorini. We had like a 5-minute instruction on how to paddleboard, and not that we really needed it. I don't think paddleboarding seems pretty intuitive, but people starting to think about the competition really now. That's the next step. You know, that's the big part is coming up, where they got to practice their runs and come up with what they're willing to throw down and what they're willing to risk. Really, I don't think too many people are bothered about winning. They just want to represent themselves the best possible, because the freerun community is getting pretty big now, and to remain relevant, they've got to, you know, do well in competitions, or at least represent their style in a unique way and get acknowledgement that way.
So yeah, the sport develops fast. Like every year it changes and it grows bigger and it grows better and faster and stronger. And so the judging system has to grow with it.
Each judge, besides our own individual category, we all have to give an overall impression. Basically, what we believe, just an overall, what we saw from what the athlete did, besides being difficult, what did I really think how they put their whole run together, and I just give my overall impression.
So we have, in the end, we would have 8 scores, but we're gonna drop from the overall impressions. We do always drop the highest and the lowest to even it out.
And you know, normally with the first 3 athletes, just so we're all on the same page, we will openly talk about between the judges, like, oh, what do you think he got for an overall impression? Kind of like sets the tone for the rest of the athletes, just so we can be really very consistent. We're all on the same page.
The role of a head judge is to overview that thing, like the whole judging process.
What the job of Patrick, the head judge, is to make sure that we're being consistent in each of our own category. I think that's the hardest thing when you're judging. It's being consistent, because it's very subjective. So, you know, it's all, let's be honest, it's opinions. And so Patrick is able to look over your shoulder as a head judge and just to make sure you're keeping things consistent in his. So there's another opinion.
He's kind of a safety net. You still got somebody behind you who says like, hey, maybe you should overlook that because you're way lower than everybody else or way higher than anybody else. Maybe you take another look at that.
It's just, once again, it's just really trying to be consistent, and I think the head judge is very necessary. This is definitely, of all the competitions that we've have happened so far, I believe this is the most competitive one. Every year, I mean, the bar rises, let's be honest. Every year, athletes get better and they get younger. I think that's probably why they get better, because they're younger. Starting with that, and now when it comes to the judging, I mean, there's still not a true system where we can all be like, yes, that works, because it's still opinions based. There is no tried and true way yet, but we're trying to figure that out, and just having open communication with each of the judges, because we all discuss that we do practice runs beforehand, and we all talk about why, from past competitions, and why do we give this score, and just so at the end of the day, we want the right people winning. I mean, and more importantly, spectators who are watching, they should be able to see who won themselves. My biggest issue sometimes when I'm watching whatever competition I'm watching, whatever sport, I'll be like, that dude so won. How did he get 4th place? Because I don't know visually. I thought he won, and I didn't understand. To me, that there's technical things I don't care to really know. But as a spectator, like, you have to be able to visually see. Hopefully, make it easy enough for everyone to see. Like, yes, so and so won, came in first, second, third. So I think that's a pretty good goal to have from here on out.
Yo, this is the end of practice day 1. All the athletes had the first proper training session on the course. They had a look at all the jumps, a lot of trying out, a lot of throwing down tricks, a few bruised toes and heels already because this is really hard concrete and people have been trying some high level shit. And I think a few maybe got a few bruises even before the comp, so this is really a time where you also have to conserve your energy a little bit, don't go too big or you're gonna be done for the comp. And it's really interesting to see some athletes like practicing a lot, almost doing their whole run already. Some athletes just doing nothing and just looking at stuff, so you really can't tell who's gonna do good in the comp yet or not. I'm excited to see tomorrow when it gets a little bit more serious and there's the last practice before the actual event.
It's about an hour and 30 minutes before the competition is due to start. We're about to have another judges meeting right now. It's been confirmed that Pasha's not going to be competing this year. A great devastation. He's won the last 2 years. I think there's a lot of pressure on him from Red Bull, from the freerunning community watching, from the locals as well. He's become very known. And he tried a trick in training yesterday, and I think he bruised his heel because he tried it on the hard floor first time, and he was new to the trick. And I think it's a good decision to rest. It's not about saving face and risking more injury or worsening it. I think he's made the right decision.
I mean, because all these guys are like pro actors, it's hard to say if they're super confident or like they're nervous deep down. I mean, it's totally different when the crowd's roaring you on and there's more pressure on you to do your run and do it properly. Yeah, once you're up at the starting position, it's a totally different thing. Like, it's just you and the course with thousands of people watching, so your knees get weak, arms feeling heavy, and we've had a lot of spaghetti here, so it might get messy.
And we're live here in sunny Santorini for the 2013 Red Bull Art of Motion.
As the sun goes down over Santorini, what a beautiful place. We have a winner, Corey Demeyes from Team Tempest. Also Jesse LaFleur from Tempest taking 3rd place. It really showing now that having that academy, that gym for them to train at, you know, that's really helping them in competitions. And that's the 2nd gen Tempest guys coming through. It'd be great to see others like Josh Yaden as well come out. Also Bite, a very exciting talent out of Russia, taking 2nd place. Very well deserved. Now's the time when the athletes chill out, or the pressure's off. They're going to go out for an athlete dinner. I'm going to join them, and then to the after party, where whatever happened today, it doesn't matter, because we're all equals, we're all friends, we have a good time. We wake up tomorrow, maybe a little hungover, maybe not. We go to Athens and we fly home for another year once more.
It feels pretty amazing to be 1st place this year at the Red Bull Art of Motion. Especially the last few years I've been trying to hunt it down, and the best place that I had taken in a major competition was 5th place, and that was Art of Motion Nature. I won the qualifier last year and then took 9th place overall, so I just missed top 8. So my goal this time was really just to make top 8, and winning was way more than I expected, really. So I'm actually overjoyed, and it was amazing to be able to share that experience with my teammate Jesse LaFleur on the podium. He took best trick and 3rd place, and 2nd place was Bite. So to share the podium with Bite, Jesse, and I mean, it's really incredible. I don't know what else I could say.
Yeah, once you're up at the starting place, it's a totally different thing. I mean, it's you and the course with thousands of people watching, so it's just, you're obviously going to get a bit nervous.
Just get to the start of it. It's just...
So yeah, when you're at the starting position, your knees are going to get weak, your arms heavy. The guy before threw a double cork already. Mum's spaghetti.